Hello and welcome to Forced Entry episode number 5. On this week's episode, Kevin and I try to answer the question, who would win, the DC universe versus the Marvel universe? And we really didn't answer it at all.
No.
We tried to.
I think, I don't know if we even did that.
I don't even think we got to that question, but that's where it was going.
We got really sidetracked.
Yeah, we did.
We talked about boobies.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to do this for the website. I'm going to draw pictures of boobies and post them.
I will join with you in drawing pictures with the boobies in the website.
Okay. We'll let the listeners decide who has the best rack drawn out on the paper.
Get Jeremy on it, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll get everybody.
Get everybody on it.
Get everybody.
Actually, send or tweet your pictures of boobies with the hashtag forced boobies.
Yeah, forced boobies.
That's the thing. I don't know. Maybe.
I like that. That was pretty good.
That's great.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. This week's episode, little self-promotion, brought to you by Via the Void podcast. Got some great things going on over the Via the Void podcast.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to have So Sorry on very soon. Wise Old Moon's coming on within the month. So I just got to pretty much just run into them and then hold them down and do it.
Yeah. That's the best way to do a podcast. But go check out Via the Void, Via the Void website, www.viathevoid.com. You'll be able to hear some really exclusive tracks from some really good bands. And it's a really good podcast. You go check it out. As well as Video Haha, the other podcast.
That's the other one.
This summer, Video Haha is doing a top 25 list. Top 25 movies. If you were stuck on a desert island, those are the movies you bring with you to watch.
So far, we're through Tombstone and Saving Private Ryan.
That's right.
And then...
So it's really early in the series, so you can get caught up relatively quickly. And join us the rest of the summer listening to that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and say that the next one is Punisher Warzone.
Yeah.
After that is the Son of Mask. I can't. No, it's so bad, Son of Mask.
That is. But the sad thing is that was somebody's list.
I'm not going to say.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it was Tom's list.
Yeah, because then that's not classy.
Yeah.
Tom Wilson.
Yeah, to tell somebody that it was Tom's list, that's not cool.
Of the New Haven area.
Yeah. Anyway.
You can find him at
tweet him at horrible movies that you pick for a 25 list.
How funny would that be? He texts us. What the hell, guys?
Why am I getting all these tweets?
Why am I getting
Well, first question is, why do I have Twitter? I don't know what it is. Anyways, without any further delay, this is Forced Entry number 5.
All right, flicking the switch.
I figured out that it was a knob.
When I got the haha money, I went and bought some mics. When I got the void money, I candied my Escalade. Try to put a pimp on my shit. And now I'm ready to rip. And all you motherfuckers think you got it a grip. Like, what? If you ain't talking about pussy, man, you ain't talking about shit. I don't know.
That works out so well. I think we're just going to have you do the theme music to every episode.
Are we recording
Like it's
already?
going to be custom. You ask that every episode after you quit singing. Are we recording now? Yes, we're recording now. We have been for the last 30 minutes.
I just don't want the listeners to assume that I'm just sitting here talking into a microphone the whole time you're setting up.
I just assume that's what listeners think all the time. Like I'm just there talking in front of a microphone, and all of a sudden it turns on, and that's how they get Forced Entry.
Okay, that sounds like, because Jeremy does it to me too. Yeah. Okay. So here we go.
No, we're already going.
No, that's what I'm saying. Here we go. I got a question for you.
All right, shoot.
Joker. Joker versus Iron Man.
Now, what's the competition?
Who would win? Like in a
like in a fist fight, or like in an
no,
intellectual?
not so much in a fist fight, but in a battle for New York City. Joker versus Iron Man.
I think Iron Man has hearts and minds, so
yeah.
Like if there's no physical altercation, I think Iron Man gets the vote all the way.
So if there is physical altercation.
Iron Man will punch a hole through Joker's face.
So, but if there is, then, or if there is not, then Joker stands more of a chance. Are you saying? I mean, I don't.
Like the Joker would, I don't know, because they're both quite funny characters. Like if the competition was stand-up comedy,
I think Joker would take stand-up.
Yeah,
I feel like he'd be dark and
knock knock.
Yeah, dark and knock knock. Almost maybe like a fucked up Pee Wee Herman in a way.
Well, you do know Pee Wee Herman started off as like an adult like comedy act, right?
Yeah.
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 It'd be like the beginnings of Pee Wee Herman.
Almost. Okay, so now that Iron Man has taken Joker down, we're moving on to other DC villains.
So, like, this is what the whole, like, I guess, theme of the podcast will be.
I'm just going with it.
You're just going with it?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm just going. We're just talking. This is bullshit session.
Yeah, it is. DC versus Marvel.
Now, are we doing DC evils versus Marvel goods, vice versa, or
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
Characters versus characters? Can we make up our own elite team? Ooh, no, we could do that later.
Yeah.
Our Fab Four, and we can even do a Fat Four. I would like a Fat Four.
Who would win in a jerk-off contest between Superman? What's Marvel's equivalent to Superman?
For speed? Like Quicksilver, maybe?
Yeah, that works.
Or how about this? Not even. Jerk-off contest between Superman and Doctor Strange. Uses the Sorcerer Supreme. I'm pretty sure he's got some magic spell to immediately just do it.
And how much friction would be generated in that? Like,
comes undum, come and come. And then there's just be jizz everywhere. And Superman wouldn't even have started.
Superman would be just horrified by, we're having a what contest?
Well, because you have to think that Superman would have to start off slow. You don't want to go like Superman strength. It'd be like you squeezing a Vienna sausage or something. Just have it go right through your fingers.
I think of the offshoot contest that you could have with this. Like, yeah, we're going to have a jerk-off contest. Who comes the fastest? Who comes the farthest? Winner of that is Superman.
What if it's like a drinking game, like anchor races? It goes down the table and it has to come back up the table, kind of thing. Everyone's got to jerk off twice. That one dude at the end of the anchor's got to jerk off one right after the other.
So that's going to be your FAP 4.
Yeah. Well, that could just be... I think Joker would have to be my anchor. Because I think he's the only like one that's twisted enough. Maybe Deadpool. Deadpool would be like a... It would be another
Deadpool
contender.
And Joker as the anchor because they're both going to try to fuck each other up.
I think Deadpool has like... Not without using his fourth wall experience, I just think he's crazy enough to just find things to just jizz about.
Nah.
He'd probably jerk off to Joker jerking off.
Now, what would Joker be jerking off to?
I don't know.
Like, the immediate thing that comes to mind is Harley Quinn, but...
Harley Quinn dressed up in a Two-Face outfit, or...
Harley Quinn dressed in a Deadpool outfit.
Harley Quinn dressed up as what's his name? Blob.
So
Joker. I don't know, Harley Quinn, because Harley Quinn's never...
Well, we're not even 6 minutes in. It's devolved with this much. Wow.
Well, that's what you get. That's what you get. That's what happens when you involve the DC Marvel world.
So growing up, what were you? Were you a Marvel kid or were you a DC kid?
I was strong Marvel. I got the Spider-Man comics, and then I branched off in the X-Men. From there, I went Captain America for a while.
Well, you know what Kevin Smith says about the X-Men? That's like a whole big metaphor for being gay.
Pretty much. And I believe that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So like Wolverine's claws shooting out is like a gay metaphor for coming in another guy's mouth.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And it's the way he gets all stabby with it, it's very erotic. Especially when he was hanging out with Iron Fist and he had to fight that bear. That's definitely
Yeah.
that's an.
If you don't know what a
innuendo.
bear is,
Yeah. An Iron Fist. Come on, bro.
I feel like we can make a Chasing Amy reference to that. It's like, well, what happens on special occasions? I fist her. Well, what about not so special occasions? You hit her in the face with a fucking baseball bat?
I don't know. See, I think
So why were you a Marvel kid?
I think because that was my first exposure. So I got into Peter Parker, Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, not the Spectacular or Web. I branched out to those much later when I found out there's other ones. Yeah.
Well, I remember being a whole big Marvel kid because that's what was on the what was on the TV.
Yeah.
With the X-Men at the time.
Bing. And then right after that was Radioactive.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Meow. I still watch those.
So do I, and they still hold up to me to this day. The only thing is, I don't remember how the Phoenix storyline ended up in the cartoons. I don't even think it ended. I think it got canceled.
I don't think so. No. Because that last season was like everyone's separate episodes, patchwork. You had Wolverine hang out with Captain America for 2 episodes, and
Yeah, it was very weird. It was very weird to my young mind. But that's why I was a Marvel kid. Because growing up, you really didn't have very much DC exposure, except for the Michael Keaton and the Batman, Tim Burton's Batman.
See, I did watch Warner Brothers Batman. If you remember that series.
Which one exactly? Was it a cartoon?
Yeah, it's a cartoon. The Warner Brothers.
No, I don't. I don't remember Batman as a cartoon when I was a kid.
Yeah, that was really good. Well, I can't remember his name.
I do remember having shitty cable as a kid, or not shitty cable, but like shitty over-the-air stuff, and I watched the 1970s Batman,
like
the campy Batman with Adam West.
Adam West, yeah.
Yeah, so that was my Batman growing up, and then came the movies. But I would just always remember the really crappy like TV reception that we got.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I really enjoy those comics right now. The Batman 66 with the Adam West Batman. Those are actually decent issues coming out.
Yeah,
as far as comics go. But I think when I got the first comic book, I just enjoyed how cool Spider-Man was. I was like, man, this guy's running up the walls. He's shooting webs everywhere. He don't give a damn. And he saves the day. That's probably why. So I had to watch the cartoon. My dad showed me the old Spider-Man and Friends cartoon with Iceman. And
yeah. So I think it'd be safe to say that Spider-Man was your introduction into the whole comic book universe.
Yeah, and it's weird. Today, I would say that I read Spider-Man all the way up until about 2008.
Yeah.
When it just got too much.
Why did it become too much?
Dude, Spider-Man, you could read 6 or 7 different Spider-Man oriented comic books. I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Verse, Ultimate Spider.
Gwen Stacy goes into alternate
That's
universes and...
That's actually pretty good. I actually read Gwen Stacy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good. Spider-Gwen's awesome.
Spider-Gwen?
I've always liked Gwen Stacy more than
Does
I
she
did
shoot
Mary
the
Jane.
same web shooters that he does?
Oh, yeah. Does the whole little running thing.
Ah.
Not really. She
So
doesn't
my
really do
character, my character growing up was Wolverine.
Yeah? Well,
Because he was the most appealing for the X-Men cartoon show that we were talking about.
I think you'd be a good replacement of Hugh Jackman, actually. Did you always have that beard when you were a kid?
Yeah, I was actually born with it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I can see why Wolverine would be your favorite.
Yeah, my mom was kind of pissed off at that, though.
Yeah. That
Imagine trying to push out a Brillo pad from your vagina. I don't think she's forgiven me.
Pretty much.
Because she gives me shit that I don't talk about her on the podcast.
Did you
that.
Did you come out like a badger does, kind of just like swirls out of the hole?
Yeah. I was like the Tasmanian devil, slobber and all.
So Wolverine was your guy?
Wolverine was my guy. I liked the whole claws and I liked the whole attitude and
like the berserker type of way of winning.
Yeah.
I may not fight well, but I'm gonna win well.
Running around going schnickety schnick.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I can get that. I can get behind that.
Like behind Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it was like Wolverine for me.
Yeah, dude, those were the days, the old TMNTs, and The Ghostbusters. Those were nice too.
Now,
Did you watch that new series that they came out with, like the new 4, where they had like all pistols and stuff like that?
with the Ghostbusters,
Mhm.
or no?
Yeah, well, it's actually a continuation of the older series. They had the old guys come back, the same drawn out type guys, just new Ghostbusters.
Now, here's the thing that people don't understand. When I say that I like Ghostbusters, it was I started off not with the Ghostbusters that you remember in the movies or what you generally. I started out with the Ghostbusters from that really bad Cartoon Network. I want to call. I forget what it is. It's not Hanna-Barbera, but it's something else. But it involved 2 guys, a dressing closet,
Yep.
a skeleton phone, and a gorilla.
Yeah.
Those were the Ghostbusters that I grew up with, and I'm like, I love this show. And then
That's back when Kooky Crisp had 2 dogs and a cop.
Yeah,
Now there's some jack-off wolf on it.
that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Well, 2 cops and a dog doesn't make any more sense, but
No, it had a storyline, you know. The dogs would rob a cookie bank, and the cop would be like, meow, stop it, meow.
do you ever remember looking for that cookie bank when you were a kid?
No. I wasn't allowed to eat Cookie Crisp. Cookies for breakfast. You know, my parents were the parents from the from those commercials.
You can't have cookies for
You
breakfast.
can't have cookies for breakfast.
Here's a pizza on a bagel. You can have this for lunch. I went and found those things, and they're fucking horrible. I got to tell you,
pizza bagel?
pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza in the afternoon. If you eat pizza on a bagel, probably means nobody fucking loves you.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, those weren't used. Dude, I used to eat Pop-Tarts all the time, and then when those toaster strudels came out, like that changed the game for me.
Yeah?
Because I was eating Pop-Tarts all the time, and then toaster strudels came out, and I was like, damn, Mom, this shit's uncut.
Why do I only know about this now?
Then you can put the icing. That's the cool thing, because you can draw your own little figures on it. I drew Spider-Man a lot.
I just ate the icing out of the package. On the very rare occasions that we got the toaster strudels.
You savage.
Yeah.
Eating the icing straight out of the package.
What were you not allowed to have when you were a kid?
Let's see, beer.
No?
Couldn't have beer.
My parents, or my mom specifically, because I'm doing this specifically for my mom, because she gives me so much shit for not talking about her on the podcast. She used to try to, now that like the statute of limitations is out and CPS can't be called anymore, she used to try to feed me wine coolers.
Oh.
So she'd go like the what is it, not the Ben and Jerry's, not Mike and Ike's. I forget what they are.
Something Harvard?
Yeah, some wine coolers. She'd always try to trick me into drinking those, going, "No, it doesn't have alcohol in it. Take a taste."
Yeah, well, it was almost like a Kool-Aid in a way, with a little bit of a tinge on it.
Yeah, which was really odd to me because she wouldn't let me drink the Kool-Aid either. Like, you know, the ones that come in the plastic bottles. I always wanted those, and she would never buy those for me. She said they were horrible.
No.
But you weren't allowed beer. What else weren't you allowed?
I was pretty much allowed to watch most movies, regarding it didn't matter what content. I remember Pulp Fiction at an early age, Braveheart when it came out in theaters.
I remember Braveheart, but how old were you when you watched Pulp Fiction?
7, 8?
7, 8?
I mean, that's still a young age.
Yeah, that's actually pretty amazing. I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to watch a TV show called You Can't Do That on Television. And watching it now, I don't know what the big deal was, but my mother and my father would never let me watch this fucking show because they thought it was too graphic, too adult-oriented for me at that age, late 80s, so I was maybe 6, 7. But here you are watching Pulp Fiction.
I remember watching Beavis and Butthead at a really young age. Like when I was 5, 6, 7, I was watching reruns of Beavis and Butthead on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that time my parents got into a divorce, and I was staying up all night because we didn't have MTV. We had shitty cable networks in my hometown. But I'd stay up all night until 4 in the morning when Beavis and Butthead came on.
Yeah. I would watch, I would watch The Head. When it came on, the guy with the big head that had an alien living in it.
I don't remember
Daria, Beavis and Butthead, and then I'd catch a little bit of that Chris Hardwick show.
Yeah.
Singled out.
I remember really liking that show. And now I YouTube it, and I'm like, this is a piece of shit.
Yeah, have you, I don't know, have you gone back to watch those old Spider-Man, X-Men cartoons to see it?
Yeah, I have. And like I said, the X-Men ones really still kind of stand up.
Yeah.
So I really like those. The X-Men ones, not the Power Rangers so much. I was a big Power Rangers kid, too.
I couldn't get into them when I was younger. It wasn't until the Green Ranger showed up.
Yeah, he was my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though, that one episode, surprise! He's like, all of a sudden he's in the Megazord. How the hell did you get in the Megazord?
Yeah.
That fast? Tommy. You fuck. I just remember being a kid and just like watching it. Because everyone's like, oh man, they beat the Dragon Zord. And I was like, yeah, the Green Ranger's done. And all of a sudden he's jumping around, leaping, and he jumps onto the Megazord and you're thinking, what's he going to do? And all of a sudden he's coming in the back door of the cockpit. Like he knew exactly where that shit was. He's so surprised, butt sex, and he throws bombs around and the whole cockpit explodes. And I'm sitting there thinking.
And then Kimmy's like pregnant for some reason.
I'm sitting there thinking.
Green Ranger works fast.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is bullshit. He wouldn't have been able to know where that was. Hands up. I don't know. I can't remember a lot of things I wasn't allowed to do.
I wasn't allowed to watch Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, I love that freaking show.
I love that show now, but I wasn't allowed to watch it when I was a kid. I remember sneaking out of my room and hiding underneath the kitchen table to watch that.
No, I just come right out of the open.
Yeah?
Yeah, my dad would wake up and like, what are you doing? Watching Tales from the Crypt. He goes, Mystery Science on after that. It comes on before Tales of the Crypt, Dad. Oh. Damn. And he goes back to bed. I mean, I didn't have no reservations. Beavis and Butthead made someone set on fire. Even that little thing that got him kicked off the air.
Yeah.
That didn't stop me from late night watching anything. I literally, I don't know. Good times. I think it was more like substance abuse.
With what, Beavis and Butthead?
No, I wasn't allowed to. wasn't allowed to do cocaine, heroin. Wasn't allowed to drink. I wasn't allowed to drink and drive yet.
You weren't allowed to do that stuff?
No.
I was allowed to drive.
Maybe.
Actually, that's like where the statute of limitations comes in handy, because I had to drive my drunk father at the age of 8. I had to drive him back from a family barbecue 10 miles down this county road. Like, he had this huge boat-looking Cadillac.
Nice.
That had the electric seats that I had to push all the way forward.
It was like an old LD or something?
Yeah, I think so. It was like some 1970s version Cadillac or something like that. And he got so fucking sloshed at this picnic that I was 8 years old. I could barely look over the dash, and here I am driving his passed out ass home. I tell my mom that story now, and she gets super fucking pissed.
That's hilarious.
She don't know that shit.
Oh, man. I don't know. What's weird, because I remember having a bedtime, and then I don't. Like, I think I had a bedtime during the week, during the school year.
Yeah.
But on weekends, like Friday night, Saturday night, I'd stay awake through the whole damn weekend watching movies, cartoons, read comics. I don't know. It just wasn't. Those things weren't removed from me. I think it's because maybe my parents, we didn't have a whole lot of money growing up, so maybe that was one of the things to make up for it. Yeah, you don't have the latest and greatest toy, but guess what? You're one of the only ones that can watch Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
That was the trade-off.
I remember having a bedtime, but then when I was with my father on the weekends, I did not have a bedtime, and that's when I was able to watch Beavis and Butthead, like stay up all night until 4 a.m. to catch Beavis and Butthead. Me being stupid, not knowing that an alarm was a thing, that I could go to sleep and just set it for 4 a.m. and watch Beavis and Butthead. But anyway.
Did you watch any like old Cartoon Network late night stuff? Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
No, because we did not have Cartoon Network in my hometown at the cable company until I was on my own until I was like 17, 18 years old.
We didn't pay for cable either.
I didn't. I had those little filters.
We stole the ever-living shit out of it.
So I had those little filters that they put up on the pole. I don't
Yeah.
know how I got them. I couldn't even tell you if I tried. But I got them to plug in the back of the TV, and I got free HBO and free Cinemax and
Did you get like
free Showtime.
Did you get free porn channel?
No free porn channels, but I did have a descrambler when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was a very innovative kid to where I could use the descrambler to descramble the porn just enough to recognize that it was porn until they fucking took the sound out. And that's when it kind of fell away.
I think I was.
But the internet came at that time, so it was okay.
Because like I can watch Fatal Attraction and all these movies that came out, and my mom and my dad would cover my eyes during sex scenes where there's titties and dick flying around. But I remember when I was 7, I was like, no, there's all this crap. So I would sit up and I watched, try to figure out where a porn was. And I remember watching heavy metal.
So heavy metal was your first kind of quote unquote porn?
Kind of, in a way. And I remember watching heavy metal going, man, this cartoon's badass. And then there's the titties and the sex scene and everything. I was like, what's the big deal? Those things are obviously fake because it's a drawing.
Yeah.
I could draw that. I remember the story because I was with my grandma and I was remembering just saying they're boobs, and she said, boob, nah. I was like,
come on, Grandma, like you don't have a set.
I was like, I saw him on heavy metal. Your dad let you watch heavy metal? I got him in trouble. That was the best. My dad was not allowed to watch Rosemary's Baby growing up.
Yeah.
And I remember being 13, having to ask her, hey, me and my dad want to watch Rosemary's Baby. Is it okay for him to watch? It was just, picking on him. But he was like, you watch heavy metal? I was like, yeah, what's the big deal? And I drew him on a piece of paper. I was like, look, I got boobs right here. Slap out of my hands. Kevin, my dad's also named Kevin. He goes, your son was drawing porn? That was it. I wasn't allowed to draw boobs for a long time.
No?
At least a week.
Didn't stop you from drawing dicks, did it, though?
No. I remember one time I in rebellious, I was in my room and I was like, okay, whatever, I'll draw boobs whenever I want. Busted out a Crayola crayon. It was a red one. Drew me a nice big rack.
And that's how I learned how to masturbate. I get this funny feeling when I draw these boobs. I can't explain it. It's kind of like when I climbed the rope in gym class.
Well, it's like, we had like a hangout spot in the woods, and one of my friends, Evan Pierce, he had a nice little stack of porn Playboys that he stole from his dad. And I remember when his dad found them because we were going to the spot. I was like, hey, I'll meet you down there. So, all right, calling him on the phone. And we were running out there. I'm riding my bike going, dun, 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 gonna look at some vaginas. I mean, he didn't even just have Playboys. He had, like, friggin' Backdoor Sluts 9. And I'm skidding in going, I'm digging up the spot. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get some alone time with his porn. We didn't do anything. We were out in the middle of the woods. It's broad daylight. And next thing you know, when I dig up our little secret hiding spot, they weren't there.
Where'd they go?
I instantly thought, that son of a bitch, Evan. Evan comes sliding in. He goes, what's up? Let me get one of those. Oh, man. Where is it? And then his dad comes out and goes, what's up, boys? We're looking at his porn. And I remember how in trouble I was.
Yeah.
I thought I was. And then he didn't tell my dad. But
so just think that your buddy's dad got alone time with his porn before he got there, thus robbing you of your alone time.
Yeah. I mean, there's at least 10 or 11 of those damn things. He could have just took the best one. I wouldn't even be upset. They're his. He can have whatever his pick. Just let me get the leftovers. Let me.
And that's going to be the title of my autobiography. Let me have them leftovers.
Let me and Evan fight for the scraps off Longshanks' table. I don't know. You remember your first actual porn, unscrambled porn? Just porn out of the egg?
There's a lot of Cinemax. Late night Cinemax.
Yeah, Skinamax.
Skinemax, that's right.
Is that still a thing? Is Skinamax still a thing?
It is.
Yeah,
it is. And it's
good.
just as horrible now as it was then.
Really?
Yeah, same thing as I have HBO Go now. Late night HBO. Still just horrendous. Like, it's not even porn. Well, not as we think about it now because we have the internet. But
What's on late night? Did they just have like the real sex documentaries on there?
Yeah, they have the real sex and they have the taxi cab confessions. And they have like some weird storyboard things.
I'll have to check that out.
Like soap operas, but I don't know.
I'll probably do that at like 6 in the morning.
Nostalgia reasons do it like at 6 in the morning. Before anybody wakes up in your house.
Oh yeah, wake up early to catch the end shift. The last hour of porn on HBO.
It would be weird because we did have HBO when I was a kid, and it went from that porn at like 5 in the morning to like 6 to the program for kids, the Encyclopedia.
I remember watching, oh God, was it Spider Babe?
Yeah.
On Cinemax. It pretty much the Spider-Man porn thing, and I'm sitting there like, oh man, this is cool, Spider Babe. I can get behind this, and she's like, I got to rail you like to save the planet or whatever. I was thoroughly enjoying it because I'm a Spider-Man fan.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. And then right after that, Titan AE came on. Titan AE was on the TV.
Nice.
I was sitting there thinking, well, maybe that wasn't on Cinemax. That was on, that had to be on HBO because Titan AE was on HBO. Cinemax couldn't show it.
So I guess going back to that question is my first porn is, I'm trying to look it up right now. But it was the third movie of Poison Ivy. Like, do you remember that movie?
Third movie of Poison Ivy?
Yeah, it was a movie on I think it was on HBO. It was definitely on Cinemax, but it was a movie called Poison Ivy: The New Seduction, and it had Jamie Presley in it. You know, the blonde in.
How come I'm not remembering any of this?
So Jamie Presley was on My Name Is Earl.
I know who Jamie Presley is, but
no,
I don't remember Poison Ivy.
She was kind of like the adopted kid, and she was into whoring around as a dominatrix sort of deal.
Damn, that's gonna mess me up.
Yeah, and she tried killing the main character's boyfriend, and then tried killing her and stealing her identity or something like that. I don't know. I just remember it was porn.
Porn.
Well, is what I thought was porn at the time.
Who was your crush? You had a crush on any celebrity girls when you were younger?
Like porn celebrities?
Anyone. It could be a porn celebrity if that's what
No, I don't even know any porn stars' names now. Like, it always catches me by surprise that I can talk to some of my friends and they'll say, "Did you see like Jenna Jameson?" And I know she's like retired now or something like that. It's like, "Did you know Jenna Jameson did such and such with like Britney come in my mouth or something?" I don't know who any of these people are.
I remember telling my mom we were watching a movie, and I go, "Mom, what's her name?" She goes, "Well, I don't know. It's fine. You know, what's the movie say her name is?" Her name is Wednesday, Mom. She's absolutely beautiful. I didn't know I had a crush on Christina Ricci.
You did?
Yeah, Wednesday's her Wednesday character from Addams Family Values.
So you like Christina Ricci as Wednesday?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That whole Indian part, the Thanksgiving play?
Yeah.
Yeah. I literally was that dork kid on the bleachers going, "Nah, I've been loving you."
So there was a TV show on Nickelodeon when I was growing up called The Secret World of Alex Mack.
Mm-hmm.
So my childhood crush was Larissa Olenek, who played Alex Mack.
Okay. I'm trying to... Yeah, okay. The girl who played... The girl Alex... Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what she's in now. I think she's like in some CSI... some procedural television show. But she was in 10 Things I Hate About You. She was the younger sister.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't realize she was in that. I forgot that she was in that movie.
Yeah, that was my childhood crush.
Oh, what's the other one? She was in Married with Children. Christina Applegate.
Yeah, I remember Christina Applegate with Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Mm-hmm.
But I much liked her better in Married with Children.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I had to watch Anchorman for her. I was like, back from the grave? Damn, girl. Nah. Also had a Gwen Estefani. Or Estefan. Gwen Estefan? How come I don't remember her name?
She must have not been that big of a crush on you. No Doubt?
Yeah. No Doubt. Lead singer, No Doubt.
That's,
Gwen Estefan.
Esteban.
Estefan. Me. Estefani? Gwen Estefani? Tell you what, Gwen, you
Gwen
call-
Stacy?
Yeah, let's talk. Gwen, you just messaged us on the boards, and we'll talk about that last name.
Yeah. Don't mind if it takes us a while to respond.
It could be Gwen Lacey. I'm just throwing it out there. Sorry, Blair. She's the lead singer of No Doubt.
Yeah.
No Doubt.
Gwen Stefani.
Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
Yeah, those parachute pants and the that white tank top and that orange hair. Yeah.
You just described Paramore or like Vitamin C.
She started that, or that.
Oh yeah, she did. She did have orange hair for a while, didn't she?
Yeah, she started that. Or I described Lilu from Fifth Element.
That was also one.
Multi-pass. Good chicken.
Good chicken. Good.
Why is that the line we remember from that movie?
I have no clue.
I hated her fight scenes, by the way. You ever gone back and watched the fight scenes?
I have, and I still like Fifth Element, but her fight scenes are...
They're freaking annoying. That one part where she's kind of, and hits the little troll behind her.
Yeah. While Mama Laguna or Papa Laguna is singing the opera. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't
It's
do
still a good movie.
It is. You know, the movie's still good. It's just that fight scene wasn't holding up for me. And Chris Tucker.
Man.
Chris Tucker's character still holds up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like most Chris Tucker characters, still holds up.
What happened to you, Chris? Come back. Come back to movies.
Yeah.
Chris Tucker could do... Man, what if Chris Tucker got brought in Living Color back?
Yeah. No.
Chris Tucker's stand-up was okay.
It was... I don't remember Chris Tucker's stand-up. Like, it doesn't stand out to me.
It wasn't... I didn't have any problems with it. I laughed at it. And, I don't know. Yeah, I remember watching Raw when I was a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I loved Raw. What was the other one that Eddie Murphy did?
Shit. I forget.
It was Delinquent? No, it wasn't.
Derelict? It was a D word, wasn't it? Derelict, delinquent.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm looking it up. Vamp.
Man, I don't know. I watched that. I don't think I was held back from anything when I was a kid. As far as media content.
Delirious.
Yes.
I remember watching Delirious before I watched Raw. Because Raw came first. Raw was him in the purple jumpsuit, and Delirious was him in the red jumpsuit.
Right.
But I remember watching Delirious first, and it came in... I watched that first, and it was the second in his series. His big stand-up series.
No, Raw was the red jumpsuit.
No, Delirious was. Yeah, Delirious. I got it here on my iPad.
Oh,
Delirious was the red jumpsuit, and Raw was the purple one.
Man, is it possible that I remembered them backwards?
Or is it some psychological disorder where you perceive colors very strangely?
Maybe.
Do you taste red?
At this point, I don't know if I'm remembering Raw or if Raw isn't remembering me. As far as media content, my parents were pretty good at, being there to explain things to me.
Yeah. Mine, not so much. I mean, they'd explain things to me, but they
explained that cherry tomatoes were extremely dangerous.
Yeah, fucking cherry tomatoes. Fucking traumatized me.
Don't bite that, Bobby. You'll die. Your head will blow off your fucking neck.
There's a whole lot of misconceptions that I had when I was a kid.
I wasn't allowed to cuss.
That's for another... No,
I got my ass whooped for cussing.
I wasn't allowed to cuss either, but especially around my grandmother. I was not allowed to cuss. Like, my siblings right now, they still have this thing about cussing in front of my grandmother. You're not supposed to do it. But I'll say shit and fuck and everything in front of my grandmother. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
she's
I'm like,
gonna snatch the soul from you.
Yeah. Like, she knows these words. I've heard her use these words. Plus, I'm 30 years old. You think she doesn't know that I use these words on a daily basis?
That's funny. That's really funny. I don't know. I remember listening to the radio and I heard something that was funny, and I said, "What the fuck?" in the back seat.
Yeah.
And my mom turns around, like I almost broke her neck saying that. She whipped around so fast. And I said, "No, I didn't say what the fuck. I said, what the fudge." Fuck.
Did I just try to explain myself out of saying fuck by using the word fuck?
My dad's not even, like, at this point, he's just laughing. He's not even a parent anymore. He's back in the back seat with me. No one's driving the truck. He's just gone.
The truck's ghost riding as you're getting your ass whooped.
And my dad's laughing. And it's funny. That was one thing I could always count on. If whatever I did was so stupid that made my dad laugh, I was no longer in trouble. My dad was now in trouble for laughing, and my mom was just she had like this raptor look when you're in trouble.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, on that note, I think that's a good place to end it.
Yeah?
Yeah, with your mom's raptor look.
Yeah. You gotta like tune in for some of that. I think she still has it today.
Yeah?
Yeah, just she doesn't get to do it as often. Simply because
she accepts that you cuss now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What would cause her to get that raptor look today?
I don't know. Like maybe if I came home horse semen all over my face.
Now the real question is, how would she identify it as horse semen?
Because the horse would be ejaculating on my face. Just walking through the door.
Hi, Mom.
It's all the rage in Europe.
Or so I've heard. And on that note, that's been another episode of Forced Entry.
Yeah. Get some of that.
Thanks for listening.